let's take a look at a very challenging problem that has us use trigonometry to help find the area and perimeter of a trapezoid. So let's go ahead and let's just start with area, and we'll kind of work from there for perimeter. So I recall that the area formula of a trapezoid is 1/2 times the height times the sum of the two bases, b1 plus b2. And I can see in the diagram I was given my two bases. One of the bases is 8, the other base is 12, and it doesn't matter which one's which. But my height was not given to me. My height, which is perpendicular to the bases, is unknown. So what I'm going to do is actually draw the height. Rather than on the left, I'm going to draw the height over here. So I'm going to end up working with a triangle on this end, a right triangle specifically. So that height's the same distance no matter where I measure it. So here's where your trigonometry comes into play to find that height. This is the angle we're going to be starting from, and what I need to do is, I guess first I need to know what this side of the triangle is. Well, because that 8 on the top is going to drop straight down on the bottom, this piece, like straight down here, is going to be 8, which leaves 4 for this piece over here. Because I know if this piece is 8 and then this piece over here is 4, the entire thing is going to add up to 12. So let's take a look at that right triangle on the right side of the screen and find our height using trigonometry. So identifying my sides, hopefully you recall doing this from way back when. The H side, the height, is actually the opposite side. The side that's right next to the angle, the 4, is the adjacent side. So I'm going to be working with the opposite and the adjacent side. Thinking back to SOHCAHTOA, if you don't recall, that was our acronym for doing trigonometry. The side, or the part of SOHCAHTOA that uses opposite and adjacent is the tangent part, TOA. So what I'm going to do to find my height is I'm going to take the tangent of 50, and I like to do these as proportions. So tangent of 50 over 1 is equal to the opposite side, which is the height, over the adjacent side, which is 4. So at this point, I'll need to grab a calculator to find the missing height. And then doing that on my calculator, I come up with a height of approximately 4.77. So that's the missing information I needed to be able to finish the area part of this problem. If you need help with the trigonometry part, go back and watch one of my trig videos or ask me in class. But the height of this is now going to be 4.77. So let's go ahead and find the area now that we have all our information. So to find area, it's 1/2 times the height. We just found that using trig. 4.77 times the sum of the two bases. One base was 8, the other base was 12. Remember, we're looking at the entire trapezoid, so that bottom side that we divided into 8 and 4 doesn't matter. The entire base is 12. Using a calculator to multiply all that together, I get an area of about 47.7 units squared. Okay. They also ask us to find perimeter, so I guess let's go ahead and find perimeter as well. Perimeter means add up all 4 sides. Well, we know 3 of our sides. We've got the 8 on top, we've got the 12 on bottom, we've got the 4.77 we found using trig over here, and then we have one more side to find that slanted side. I could do trig again, or since I now know 2 sides of that right triangle, again I'm just looking right here right now, I can just do Pythagorean theorem to find that missing slanted side. So I guess let's do that. I have some room left on my screen to write. So my 2 sides of that triangle are the 2 legs of that right triangle are 4.77 and 4. And then I'll say equals, I'll call that missing side x that I don't know yet. So equals x squared. Okay? So doing, again, using a calculator, I suppose, to do some simplifying. I'm going to skip the work for it, but feel free to pause the video and check the work for yourself. I came up with that missing side length of approximately 6.22. You may get something slightly different depending on how accurate you are with your rounding or how much you round to, but it should be within that ballpark of about 6.22 for that missing side. And so then finally, to get my perimeter, let's add up all 4 sides that we have. That side we just found was 6.22. The height, which is the opposite side on the left of the figure, was about 4.77, and then the 2 bases were 8 and 12. And so adding all those values together get me a perimeter of about 30.99 units. Again, you may be slightly off depending on where you rounded it, but as long as you're within that ballpark, I'd say you did a fantastic job.